The 2025 Dirt Car Summer Nationals Hell Tour is putting on some great racing. Already had a great race with Billy Moyer winning on the opening night at the Brownstown Bull Ring. And then Jason Feger put together a dominating performance last night at Kankakee to win his 31st Summer Nationals race and his first Summer Nationals race of this year. I wrote this up over at stockcarreport.com. You can find the link in the description below. And similar to Billy Moyer's run at Brownstown, Feger put together a nearly perfect night at Kankakee. As I said, he won his 31st career Summer Nationals race and his first this year. Feger started the night off strong, posting the second fastest lap of 15.526 seconds in qualifying Group B, only behind Tyler Millwood, who ran a 15.418 fast lap. That time allowed him to start on the pole of Heat 4, and he took advantage of it by bringing home the win. With the win in the heat race, he started on the outside of the pole for the feature. He wasted no time getting to the lead, ripping around the lip through turns 1 and 2, and getting a huge run down the backstretch to blow past Dylan McGowan, who started on the pole. He had like a 5-car gap going down the backstretch. Really, really impressive run there to start. Feger stormed to a commanding 1.7 second lead, jetting around the top before he reached the tail end of the field and lapped traffic, which he did by lap 10 of the 30-lap feature. Once he got into lap traffic, Millwood closed the gap to about a second, but Feger was able to maneuver his car to the inside and clear both Christian Hanger and Clay Stuckey. After clearing them, he extended it back to 1.6 seconds. And there was a pretty big gap there to the next lap car, but I don't think he actually ever got to it because a caution for debris flew at the halfway mark that allowed Millwood a chance to overtake Feger. That debris was from Christian Hanger's, I think, entire spoiler falling off after he made contact with the, I think it was the turn 4 wall there. However, on the ensuing restart, Millwood kind of let that chance go to waste as he over-rotated going through turns 1 and 2 and saw his chances at a win evaporate. Miraculously, the entire field was able to avoid him without anyone making contact with him. I mean, he's spinning at the front of the field, and no one made contact with him. So some really good driving there, especially on a restart. I was surprised that no one kind of plowed into him. He was a sitting duck there after he over-rotated, but no one did. On the next restart, Feger again gapped the field, extending his lead to nearly a second within a single lap over McCowan. While Feger put distance between himself and McCowan, Billy Moyer and Mark Whitener began working their way through the field. Moyer got up to 4th after restarting 7th, while Whitener moved up to 6th after restarting, I think it was 13th. So Mark Whitener, as I said, someone to look out for. He's got a very fast car. If he gets the qualifying down, look out for him because he might be someone that is going to do what Jason Feger did last night and kind of just lead from flag to flag and never look back. He's got a very strong car. Defending Summer Nationals champion Tyler Erb, who was running in 12th, would bring out the next caution after he spun in turn 2 on lap 21. It appeared he made contact with Drake Troutman while attempting to drive underneath of him. The track had kind of become top dominant, so it was really hard to make a move underneath. Although the one driver I felt like we saw doing that was Whitener, who was able to do that towards the end of the race where everyone else was kind of running around at the top in a single file line. Whitener was able to get around a couple people. As I said, he would continue his charge to the front on the next restart, moving up to 5th, while Feger continued to keep both McCowan and Shirley nearly a second behind him. Those two were actually in a pretty solid duel, but again, the track on the bottom just really wasn't working out. Shirley having to kind of stay tucked behind McCowan on the top, unable to kind of really make any moves on him. Moyer faded to 6th with Frank Heckeness Jr. getting back around him. However, Heckeness would eventually lose that spot as Whitener expertly worked around him with less than 5 laps to go. It was a really, really good pass. I really liked it. However, he ran out of time to make any more progress forward, and Feger took home the win with a 2.2 second lead over eventual second-place finisher Dylan McCowan. Pretty solid race. Not the best of the year. Definitely could have been better, but there was some pretty good racing throughout. I really liked what Mark Whitener was doing throughout the middle of the field there, and then obviously that pass on Frank Heckeness Jr. was a really good pass. That's what we like to see in that type of racing. But this is what Feger said in Victory Lane. He says, "Well, it's been a rough start to the year for us, but we feel like we've been working really hard and getting better and better. It feels good to get a win in the Summer Nationals early in the Hell Tour, second night, so that takes that pressure off, and now we can just focus on racing." He added, "It ended up being a pretty good race. I felt like early I could maneuver really well, top, bottom, middle. Towards the end, though, it definitely started getting we had to be up top." He also, it sounded like he criticized the track prep a little bit. but he says that's just kind of happens sometimes. It was hard to tell. The microphone kept kind of cutting out, so it wasn't really sure exactly what exactly he was saying, but he obviously did have some criticisms there. But he also admitted, like, hey, sometimes it is what it is, and you just kind of have to go with it, especially when they had 5 or 6 different divisions competing outside of just the late models. That is something that I've seen people complain about. I actually have the same complaints. Obviously, there is a ton of divisions. The racing on the East Coast is not finishing until after midnight. I think this one might have finished until after 1 o'clock East Coast time. Obviously, it's Central Time, so they're an hour behind. So they're still finishing 11:30, close to midnight Central Time. And then I think last night, obviously in this one, I think it was after midnight. So that's a long night for these races, especially in the middle of the week when people are trying to get to work. So I'm not sure if there's something to do with that. I know they're trying to showcase their local classes, etc. But maybe some way to try to move these shows in a better fashion. I know there was a bunch of wrecks early on throughout the night. The modified divisions were having a lot of problems when they were in qualifying. I think there were a couple cars that just ate the wall. So it is what it is sometimes. But definitely maybe try to find a way to get these events finished in a more timely manner. So I'm not having to wake up and watch in the morning because I just can't make it through the night. And I don't think I'm alone in that. But here's your finishing order. Jason Feger first, Dylan McCowan second, Brian Shirley third, Mark Whitener fourth, Frank Heckeness Jr. fifth, Billy Moyer sixth, Braden Keller seventh, Drake Trauman eighth, Cal Bronson ninth, Trey Mills 10th, Dennis Herb Jr. 11th, Shannon Babb 12th, Joseph Joyner 13th, Tyler Millwood 14th, Brandon Smith 15th, Tyler Erb 16th, Rusty Griffall 17th, Clay Stuckey 18th, Chase Osteroff 19th, Oakley Johns in 20th, Christian Hanger 21st, Paul Parker rounded it out at 22nd. The Hell Tour is back in action tonight at Peoria. It will be at Tri-City on Friday and then wraps up the week at Fairbury on Sunday. However, they start the week on Sunday as well. I don't have it in front of me where they're starting, but I think they might be in Iowa, moving to Iowa next week. We'll see. As far as the points, they haven't updated it here on their website. You can refresh here. Obviously, this is still from the first race with Billy Moyer claiming the win. I actually think Billy Moyer is top in points right now because it looks like if you finish in 6th, you get 55 points. They have if you look at the rules here, you get a 5-point bonus if there's more than 25 cars entered, which there have been on both nights. So I think he would actually have he's get 80 plus 6th place is, what did we say 6th place was? 55. So he's at 135. And then I think Feger, obviously with the win, he has, what does he have here? 80 plus 51. So I think he's at 131. So Billy Moyer, I think, currently leading the points with a 4-point advantage over Jason Feger right there, right now. And I think those are the only two that are in contention. Dylan McCowan, obviously, might be in third, I'm guessing. 47 points there for that 10th place finish. And then he finished second. So you do that 75. So that gives us what? 122. So he's about 13 points behind Billy Moyer. Brandon Shepard didn't race last night. Neither did Tanner English. So they're not really there. So I think that's kind of the point standings now. We'll see when they update it, hopefully later today. But let me know what you guys make of Jason Feger putting on a clinic, leading flag to flag. Let me know in the comments below.